Hold on. We live now, Nico. He said not yet 2 seconds. But why?
Oh,
I know. It came on the screen. We're live. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone.
hello.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
Yes, and welcome to Girls Gabbin.
Yes, because we did a replay last.
We did.
So we weren't live, but we're back this day. Today is
November 10th. Look, the day
I
before
should've got
Veterans
right.
Day.
That's right. It's a holiday weekend.
It's a holiday
so
weekend for some.
Y'all get
yeah.
this. Oh, well.
Yeah, for some.
Sorry.
Yeah. You off? Oh,
That's why I was smiling when
oh.
I said it. But thank you all for joining us. We have a wonderful guest that's in the studio with us, but we are just getting started. I guess the holidays are coming up, so
oh my gosh, yes.
we have probably a couple more shows for this month, and then we're just going to do one show on
December 8th.
December 8th,
Yeah,
and then we're going to break for the holidays and give it a rest and get things started because we're going to gear back up on January the 5th, which is the day before our year at
Absolutely.
radio. So
yes.
it'll be a little New Year's holiday. Welcome back.
Welcome
kinda
back.
stuff for kids. So
And we are here again.
yes, so we're gonna give y'all a little break. But today we're here and we have a guest. We can actually get right into it.
We actually can.
And unless you did you have anything
No.
else going on, I will say again,
Oh yeah, definitely.
congratulations to all the co-authors of Unleash Your Power collaboration book, and thank you for everyone who joined us for the
Oh,
book
no.
signing yesterday and the debut of my publishing company, Touched by Dove Publishing. So it was a big day for everybody, and we had a lot of fun. And I'm gonna have some work to do, so I'm gonna take a break for a minute because I've been moving, and then I think I may be giving because my husband might be like,
Right.
no.
Because you've been doing a lot.
New York, Billboard
About-
reveals, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Book
I did bring
signing.
some cupcakes for the guests and Andrea, but we're gonna save those for later because I don't have enough to share with all of y'all. Sorry. But we're gonna get right into meet with our guest today.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna give a little background on you, and then you can actually fill in all the gaps if I miss anything.
Okay. No.
So, a native of Washington D.C., he's an award-winning character actor, screenwriter, film producer, director, and musician. In 2014, co-wrote and starred in his directorial debut, Dark Therapy, which is a short film about a vampire who seeks psychiatric treatment for an extremely an irrational fear of blood. That's, yeah, we'll have
gotta
to
get
talk
some
about
explanation
that.
on that.
Yeah.
The award-winning comedy received a distribution deal with Revolt TV, and then he wrote and directed the short psychological sci-fi drama Illumination. Okay, and okay.
You was told you couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So then I couldn't see. No. That was produced with his production company, Mr. Duke Productions LLC. In 2018, the film screened at over 30 film festivals nationwide and won over 20 awards before being released worldwide on the streaming platforms and is at Quelly TV and Trendy TV.
And it's now on Amazon Prime.
And now on Amazon Prime, so he got some filling to do, yes.
Yeah.
In 2019, he co-produced and starred in the short sci-fi drama Fatherless, written and directed by William M. Crouch, which will hit the National Film Festival circuit in 2020. Most recently, the Washington, D.C. Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment selected him as the October 2019 Filmmaker of the Month. Please welcome Mr. Chad Eric Smith.
Well, welcome. Chad.
Welcome to Girl. I know, right? Oh, we need some sound effects, right?
Wait a minute.
He's good at it, though.
Right,
okay,
very
so
good
we'll
at
hire
it.
you, yes.
Well, welcome to Girls Guide.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah, so that was a whole lot of stuff,
it. It is.
which means that you don't have much time before you got to get back to work, right?
I've been working hard. Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
right? So tell us a little bit. Well, I mean, I'm talking about
Let's get back
the
to
dark
the dark-
therapy and the
Yes.
issue with blood as a vampire. What is that all about?
So I love irony, and I'm a character actor, and I love to change my appearance for every role. Some of my favorite actors are like Johnny Depp, Gary Oldman,
Okay.
Jeffrey Wright. And so I said, you know what, I want to play a character that's kind of flamboyant and outlandish too. A character like a vampire. And as an actor, you're always at the mercy of other people's yeses, right? You always gotta wait you gotta audition, and then people have to cast you, and you gotta hope you get it. And so the chances of coming across a vampire who also is afraid of blood, which is an idea I came up with, is slim. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna write it myself.
Okay.
So dark therapy was a way to produce my own content, to create my own content, give myself my own gig. And so I co-wrote it with my friend and a local producer and actor named Devin Nikki Thomas. And we did that in 2014. And it's an 8-minute short film. Folks can watch it on Facebook. Just type in Dark Therapy.
Okay.
I think on Facebook it has over 47,000 views.
Oh, wow.
And every Halloween it kind of gets
Does
watched
it?
again.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, so I love. I was in the makeup chair for like an hour and a half, and I had a lace front wig,
Oh, I
and
can't wait to
acrylic
see this.
nails, and white eyes and fangs.
I've
And-
seen the picture. I haven't seen the movie, but I did see the
Yeah,
picture.
you gotta check it out. It's,
Yeah.
I gotta see
I love
this.
the juxtaposition of a character who looks threatening,
Mm-hmm.
but he's non-threatening because he's afraid of blood. So recently I submitted it to Revolt TV. They had a contest, for like a hip hop Halloween short film contest, and it won 3rd place.
Nice.
Okay.
And so I just signed a 3-year distribution deal with Diddy's network, Revolt TV, and it screened nationally. Had its national television premiere like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Towards the end of like mid-October.
Okay.
And which just goes to show you work on something and you never know where it's going to go. 'Cause I did
Absolutely.
that in 2014. In 2019, it just got a television premiere.
Right.
People watching all over the country. So
So gotta be
That's
patient,
great.
huh?
yeah. So it started off as a way to just give me the type of character I would want to play as an actor, and also was my directorial debut. So it allowed me to, for the first time, get a sense of what it's like to direct a film.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that was your. So I wanted to go back a little further. When you were younger, is acting what you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I was always a kid. I was always like a mimic. I would impersonate like my teachers and family
Okay.
and friends. I was always my mom put me in drama camp when I was
Okay.
in like an elementary school. And my first like commercial was as a child. I had my national television premiere as a child, and then when I was in high school, I went to School Without Walls Senior High School, and I was a part of a theater troupe called Teens Against the Spread of AIDS, or TASA.
Okay.
And it was made up of different students from different high schools across the city, and we would go around and teach, fellow students, their parents, and medical professionals about various issues connected to teens and their health, mental and physical,
Okay.
but use theater as a way to
Nice.
have that conversation. And so that was the first time in which I really kind of said, I think I have a thing for this. Yeah, one time I played a character who was gay. He was in the closet, and I was talking to a group of junior high school kids and trying to get their advice about how to come out to my parents. And it was just make believe. I was just pretending, but and then at the end it was like and scene. And then, but then afterwards, when I was getting drinks and food and stuff afterwards, someone at the end came up to me and said, I hope everything works out. I hope you figure out how to come out right to your parents. That's tough. And I said, oh no, no, I'm not gay. I'm just,
No, I need you to
I'm just
understand
an
this.
actor.
Right, I'm
you know,
acting,
I'm just acting. But I realized that was one little kind of glimmer of like, I'm
But you
good
sold
at,
that,
yeah,
right?
I'm good at being believable.
Right.
And then when I went to college, I went to the University of Pittsburgh at Greensburg, and my first play was my freshman year. It was called Picasso at the Le Pen à Gilles by Steve Martin, and that's when I really got bitten by the acting bug. Yeah, and so over the course of the 4 years, not 5 years, I graduated on time. the 4 years I was in undergrad, I was in like 5 stage plays.
Okay.
And in fact, everyone thought I was a performing arts major because I was always acting, and I was a musician, so I was always in the coffee house playing. But my degree was actually in psychology. That's kind of how I got started.
That's
Wow.
an interesting combination.
Yeah, Yeah.
Actually,
That's
it's a
very
good
interesting.
combination
I think
if
it
you're
is,
gonna go
too.
into acting.
Yeah, I mean, psychology is about, the human
Yeah.
mind and why we do what we do, and
There was a reason for
storytelling is
that.
about, the
About
human
acting.
condition. So yeah,
That was a setup.
yeah,
Game
yeah,
over.
for sure. I think so. I mean, in all of my writing, often has psychology connected to it.
Okay.
Like dark therapy. Just with therapists, and hemophobia is a real fear, actual fear of blood, and then
Yeah.
my film Rumination, the title is a psychological term. So
So it's
That's
funny.
Rumination.
The
Or dark therapy.
dark therapy.
So dark therapy is a
Oh, is
comedy.
it?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's
Okay.
I call it a horror comedy because it
Okay.
has both dark
Right.
horror elements, and my character looks scary, but it's a funny short.
Because
through
I'm
and through.
thinking if he got an
Yeah.
issue with blood,
Yeah.
that's got to be comical.
Yeah, it's
Because
definitely.
I was gonna say, how is
Yeah.
he surviving? He's supposed to be a vampire. He's
Yeah, it's
blood.
definitely
Like,
funny, and
explain
it's very
that.
DC centric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like. Let me tell you one of the things about it.
Absolutely.
So one of the things, one of the funny things is that because he's afraid of blood, he needs something to sustain himself.
Right.
So his therapist prescribes him mumbo sauce.
You know what?
Okay.
Okay.
And so
We could go all kind of places with that.
yeah, and so there's this whole bit about the mumbo sauce, which is very specific. I always tell people when you write stories, like, be really specific in your storytelling, and you'll find it'll resonate in a very special way. So when I screened Dark Therapy at the Chinese Theater in L.A., in Hollywood, afterwards, people loved it. They were laughing all throughout. But afterwards, people who were from D.C. came up to me and they were like, "Hey, man, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, real talk, like, yeah, you hear me, like that shit was funny, you hear me, but for real, like, what really got me though was like that mumbo sauce,
Right.
mumbo sauce, like on mothers, like, oh God, like, you got me good, like, I was like,
And
this
you
is
sound just like
Right.
like, the vampire is doing too much, you hear me? So
So we don't finish any words to the end of
Yeah.
words or
No.
nothing.
Yeah.
Dang, it's
So yeah,
That's
so
something
it's
for
definitely
us to
funny. Y'all gotta
watch.
watch it and share it. Yeah.
We definitely
yeah. So where do
will.
you find on Facebook?
Yeah, so if you go to Facebook, type in Dark Therapy, and you can watch it. It'll pop up, it has its own page.
Okay.
And the video's right there.
Okay, so y'all make sure y'all do that. Don't wait till after we finish interviewing him. Okay, don't be rude. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, but I know. Go over there
Because they're
now.
gonna leave and go. We should have waited to tell them.
Cassie says hello, castmate, for the CEO series. She loves you.
Team
Loves,
CEO.
love.
Yes, I am Team CEO.
Yes,
too.
yeah. What up?
Yes.
Shout out to T Money. Shout out to Cassie.
Yes, absolutely. We had him in here
Yeah, and-
earlier this year. So
September.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, love
Yeah.
Team CEO. Hi Cassie.
And Cassie being here soon.
So tell us. So you did Dark Therapy, and then what?
So it's after Dark Therapy. I did Rumination. Now I've been acting for over 15 years. So
Okay.
in between.
I know you've been on the
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, so in between acting and other people's stuff, I write and direct and produce things as well. So after Dark Therapy, which I did in 2014, I then did, in 2017, I did Rumination.
Okay.
Now, Rumination was inspired by my own personal experience with heartbreak following a breakup a few years ago, back in 2015. So I was in like a 5-year relationship, and it ended really quickly, and it was just, it like hurt really bad. And so the way that I kind of dealt with it, I went to therapy, which I
Okay.
always tell people is really important to do.
Absolutely.
Self-care for your mind is really
Yes.
important, especially in the black community and amongst
Absolutely.
black men. And
can't
one day I
hurt
was in a therapy session, and I looked over at a pamphlet about depression and anxiety, and one of the symptoms was this word called rumination. And I never heard of it before, and I'm a guy who got his degree in psychology. But rumination is about like obsessive, repetitive thought about something, like focusing on kind of the symptoms of one's distress, but not the solution. And so there's another definition for rumination as well. It's when cows can't digest their food, so all they do is just regurgitate it in multiple stomachs over and over again. It just churns in their stomach. And so that kind of churning idea is what rumination is. And psychologically, it's the same thing. Your mind is just over and over thinking about something. And so my first thought is, man, rumination, that'd be a good name for a movie.
Yeah, it actually
So I
is.
wrote that down. I just said it just sounds cinematic. And then one day I was having a conversation with my father. His name is Jonathan Bay. Lives in Florida. Emmy award-winning music producer. Shout out to my dad.
All right.
Right.
Shout out,
And
Dad.
he's
Yes.
very wise, really, really, really smart guy. And when I was going through kind of this really low, depressive state, I said to him one time, I said, "Man, Dad, I just wish I could be somewhere else." You know, 'cause I was living in the same apartment that my relationship ended.
Okay.
And he said, "Well, you know, you take yourself with you wherever you go."
That's true.
And I said, "Wow, you know what? It don't really matter where you are, because you
Yeah,
are
with
where
that
you are
mindset.
where you are." You know?
Right.
And but when he said that, I was like, "Man, that'd be a good line for him." So I wrote that down, you know. And then he one day he said to me, he shared with me some poetry that he wrote, and so I want to share it with you all. He
Absolutely.
said, "Stages and phases are psychological mazes, guiding you upwards as do stepping stones to a higher plane of mind. The pace of a crawl, falling or fall, is predictive from a walk and then a run. But with elapsing time, perspectives broaden in mind, rendering you the endurance to climb. So climb on." I said, "Man, that was really good," and it's something
Wow.
that I think about when I'm feeling down. And I said, "Man, that's good."
Got it.
And he said, "Yeah, I wrote that when I was 12 years old." I said, 12 years old? God damn. You know, like that's very impressive for a 12-year-old.
Yes, it is.
And
That
this
is.
is what he said. He told me,
Because he hadn't been through heartbreak or anything,
"No,
right?
right, that's really wise for a 12-year-old to write." And he
Yeah.
says, "I really believe that I sent that poetry back to my 12-year-old self from my older self through my consciousness." My dad truly believes that as an adult at some age, he sent that poetry back to himself, and his younger self was inspired by his future self's consciousness. I said, "I don't know if I believe that, but that would be a good idea for
For sure. You know what?
That
So-
is. That's,
right.
that's good stuff.
And so that's how I came up with Rumination. So Rumination is about a heartbroken man who travels into the past for a second chance in a failed relationship, and he time travels through his consciousness. And so it came through my
Wow.
conversations with my father,
That's
and through
awesome.
my own
Yes,
experience
That
with
is
therapy.
absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And is that came out?
Yeah. So so it's on Amazon Prime. So
Okay.
you can watch it all over the United States and
Oh, I gotta go
the
look
UK.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
Watching movies all
yeah.
night long.
And Rumination is a 13-minute
sounds
film
good.
with a post-credit scene. So if you watch it, make sure you watch through the credits, like how Marvel is, and there's an extra scene to kind of
Oh, at the end.
it
Okay.
gives you another thing to consider to ruminate about. And it's also on Quelle TV, which is a 100% black-owned streaming platform.
Never heard of it, but that's
Yeah, check it
Where,
out. Yeah,
where they based out of?
DC actually. Deshauna Spencer, she's a black woman here in DC. She owns it. So, you know, there's a lot more streaming platforms now trying to compete with like Netflix and things like that.
Right.
But this is all black content. So check out quelletv.com. Rumination's on there, and it's also on Trendy TV, which is an even newer platform.
Okay.
Excuse me. But yeah, I'm excited. But Amazon Prime is the biggest platform that's on now.
Okay.
Somebody just said, "Wow, that point." Rewind, Lisa Lynn. That was a powerful point.
It was very powerful.
There was a lot in that.
Yeah.
And the fact that came from a 12-year-old mind, and then that birthed
Mhm.
all of this. That's
Yeah.
the whole story within
It
itself.
is, right? Like
The
think about it.
background
Think
is the
about that.
story.
Like a 12-year-old back in. See, my dad was born in '56. You know, so that means in like the late '60s, he wrote
Right.
this poetry
Wow.
that would cause his son in 2015 to be inspired to write a film that is now being seen all across the country.
And a 12-year-old
What?
son in
Yeah.
that time, you can only
Yeah.
imagine, because
Yeah.
Right.
the 60s.
Right, right.
Well, and
yeah.
that to me
That's
just
a
shows
lot.
that there's a
Yeah.
plan. There's
Yeah.
always a plan in place
Yeah.
that
yeah.
what you don't know means it might mean just something small here, but
Yeah.
it's
Bigger
gonna mean
picture on the
something
other
bigger
side.
later on.
Yeah, it's like the
Absolutely.
butterfly effect, right? They say
Yeah.
that butterfly flaps its wings and it causes a tornado across the other side of the earth.
It's something to
You
think
know.
about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is
So,
phenomenal.
is this filmmaker of the month October 2019?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
How did that happen? Yeah.
You know, I've been trying to get on the DC Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment for years. Like, I hashtag them and tag them on all kinds of social media things. I mean, it really is a true honor being a DC native. I was born and raised in DC, like in the Bellevue, Washington Highlands area. I don't know if you're familiar, off of Atlantic Street in South Capitol. And so, yeah, I just been trying to get their attention for a while, and I guess they have a nomination process, and several people had been submitting nominations for me over the years, and
Okay.
they finally, I guess they've been paying attention for a while, and
They've been
then,
watching.
yeah, so really exciting because they only choose 12 people a year, right? For the
That's
filmmaker
a
of the
big
month.
deal.
Yeah, and the city demographics have been changing a lot over the years, as y'all know. Especially in the last 10 years, a lot of just demographically has changed. So to be honored as a black man
Absolutely.
doing film in this community, both and especially film that is very DC centric. Like even Rumination was filmed like on H Street corridor, the DC Diner, the National Harbor. So I
Okay.
use like a lot of local area, and it was at over 30 film festivals and won over 20 awards. And people who watch it all over the country, they recognize like some of these DC landmarks. So,
Right. When
yeah.
you being from
That's
here
Yeah.
awesome.
and shooting here and all of that being here, and you coming from a high DC
Yeah.
high school, that's
Yeah, I went to Lecky Elementary School on Martin Luther King Avenue, Jefferson Junior High School on 7th Street, and then school at Wall. So K through 12
Okay.
through and through. And
so you are true native.
yeah.
You know, you didn't even dip out a little bit, come in
Nah,
like, no,
yeah.
this is where I
Straight
am.
in.
Yeah,
Right?
straight up.
Well, and that's probably why you use that, because that's
Yeah.
that's who you are, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
People,
That is
because a lot of times people say they're from DC, and I'm like, oh, what part? They're like, Clinton.
Man.
Like, hey, where you from? It's like, oh, I'm from Temple Hill. Yeah. It's like, what's that, Ward 9? Yeah. So, but no, I grew up in
That's
Ward
true,
8. You know
though.
what I mean? That's real,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It
Yeah.
is.
even to Virginia, you know, it's like, oh, DMV, that's where they slide
Yeah.
in.
I see people say they were from DC, and I said, where you from? Oh, Bethesda. I was like, okay, now that's a stretch.
And they just moved there.
Right, you just moved there, yeah.
Had to if they said
Exactly,
Bethesda. 'Cause it's
exactly.
like,
Right.
okay, you ain't even
They
trying to
just
be
know
close.
that
Right,
we're
right.
DC.
You could at least got a little closer to the line, the
Yeah.
bridge or something.
Right.
Route 1
right,
somewhere.
right,
was
right
way
next to
up
Northwest
there.
or something like that, you know?
But
Not
that is
even near
way
there.
too far.
Right.
Okay, so you've been acting and doing so since we brought up CEO,
Yeah.
what was your role in CEO?
I was a detective trying to take down Antoine T. Money's character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I did a couple episodes. But yeah, I was one of the lead detectives.
Because I
Oh,
recognize you from there
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
first. Well, you had been. It seemed like you had been out for a while, so there was some because they started out with web series.
Yeah.
So I remember a lot
Yeah.
of people who now are doing some serious,
Yeah.
acting. They started out with these web, which was serious acting to me.
Mhm.
You know, it was
Yeah.
TV to me.
Yeah,
So, I enjoyed it, but I remembered you from it because it's a whole crew of people
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
started back with Mitch and all of those people, and they're still doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like a phase. It was like, this is what I
Yeah.
do.
And me and Mitch, we just worked on a project together called Uproar. You ever heard of that?
Yes, because
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
Calm here
That's right.
a few weeks ago.
Shout out to Anthony Commodore from the
Yes,
Uproar crew.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had is it Tawana,
Mm-hmm.
and we had Calm here,
here.
Yeah.
and they talked about Uproar and another one of his projects. So
Yeah.
are you in?
So I directed Uproar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
we did 3 episodes. Shot at the Uproar Restaurant and Lounge on Florida Avenue.
Okay.
And I directed first 3 episodes. So they're now in the process of trying to figure out where its home is going to be as far as people being able to see it and going to have a screening or something
Because
like
you all recently went to New York in regards to, wasn't it for Uproar?
that. Yeah. Commodore had a meeting up there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I missed him when we went to New York. He
Mhm.
was actually there at the same time, but I think y'all
Yeah.
were busy doing something. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, making moves.
Uproar was like the first time in which I directed something I didn't write. You know.
Okay.
Because Dark Therapy, that was a story that came from my mind.
Right.
Rumination, I wrote, and so when I heard about Uproar and I submitted to be a director, I was a little anxious. I was like, wow, it's to direct someone else's vision is a whole different thing. But we hit the ground running. We had a great team. Shout out to my assistant director,
Right.
Tiffany Yancey, and she actually has her own web series coming out soon called The Introvert Life. And I just directed her pilot episode a couple weekends ago. So, yeah, it's crazy how one project leads to the next. and
Right.
How this community, everyone's connected. Like, they used to say 6 degrees of separation. Now it's probably like 2 or 3.
Right.
You know.
Well, so do you like the directing more or the acting more? Because it sounds like you're getting more into
Yeah.
the directing. Or it could be both,
Yeah, I like them different reasons. I think I still enjoy the acting because it's just where I started, and think I have a knack for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm getting better at directing, and I enjoy like kind of the broader creative process. It's more stressful to me though,
Yeah,
because you
I
have to
can see
be
it's a
more
lot
Sure.
thoughtful of more
Yeah.
things. But yeah, it's cool.
It's not as
Yeah.
focused in on that one.
Yeah.
My line's my thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need to know where.
Yes.
Why is
Yeah.
that light sitting that
Yeah.
way? And
It's a
I
lot
will
more
say this
to
though,
it.
I get paid more as a director and as a producer than I do as an actor. Yeah.
So that might be what.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
that could be
makes
a
decision right
driving
there.
motivation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that my pay rate as an actor will go up over the in time, but
Right.
already I'm seeing that just being behind the camera,
It's more
just
money.
it's more money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is it more fun?
In some ways.
I guess it
yeah.
can be.
Yeah, it can be. It's
Because
just
you're
more.
actually
Along with the
creating
stress.
this.
Yeah, it's more stress, because it feels like it's more time consuming. It's like when you have a role,
Mm-hmm.
you memorize your lines, you dig into the character, you figure out who it is, you transform into the person, then you come to set, you do your job, and then you leave. But when you're a director,
Oh, you got staff.
you're a director or
All of the actors
Yeah.
know what they do.
right, or a producer, you have to, before you get to the film set, you're doing all kinds of work. Then on the film set, and then after the film set, weeks and even months, maybe even
Yeah.
years, you still like have to promote it and tweak it and do all kinds of things. So it's just way more work. Yeah.
Yeah, cause I can imagine too, because when you're directing a movie or something like that, it can be. There's some movies that were worked on for years
Yeah.
before they actually made it,
Yeah.
or even TV shows
Yeah.
that started, disappeared, and came back before they actually made it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
somebody's working
Rumination.
all
I
the
wrote it in
time.
2015,
Right.
and then I put it down. I let it marinate in its own words, as I say. In 2016, I came back to it, tweaked it a little bit. 2017, we shot it over the course of 3 days.
Okay.
2018 is when it was in the film festival circuit,
Mhm.
and then 2019 is when it got distribution
Okay.
with Belly TV, Trinity TV, and Amazon Prime. And then in 2020 it's still going to be, I'm sure, entertaining audiences. So yeah, it can be a long time. And that's just a 13-minute film, and that was
So it's more to come.
yeah. So it's just very you got a lot of investment,
Okay. So what's
What I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
What's coming up next?
Yeah. So
even though I gotta catch, we
and-
gotta make sure we watch
Yeah.
those.
Those
'cause-
two.
yeah, definitely.
And
so,
is it that
mhm.
you specialize in doing short films, or are you working on bigger projects?
So I tell people all the time, I write what I can afford.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
Sense.
so a lot of times when folks write things, they're not really thinking about the budget. They're just thinking about the story, and so they write and write and write and write, which is cool, to each their own. But I find that if I want to produce it and actually
Right.
create, then I want to be considerate of how much it's going to cost me
Yeah.
on the front end. So so I eventually want to write a feature film and or direct one.
Okay.
But right now I'm just in a phase of kind of doing short films, which I think are cool because you can do them a little quicker and they can get seen by people faster, I think. So yeah, I'm enjoying that right now. Dark Therapy and Rumination has been really big for my career. As far as what's coming up next, like I said, Uproar, which is from Commodore
Gonna be
Independent Film
big.
Works. That's gonna be good. It's 3 episodes, really funny. And Commodore, he wrote 2 of the episodes, really funny. And then The Introvert Life, that should be coming out on Amazon Prime next year. And The Introvert Life is written and created by Tiffany Yancey.
Right.
And I directed the pilot, and we're working on the second. She's writing the second episode now.
Is that gonna be? Is that funny?
Yeah,
or
that's
is-
funny.
It's
yeah.
a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So The Introvert
Okay.
Life is actually inspired by her life. She's an introvert, but she also has an Instagram page called The Introvert Life, and it has like 79,000 followers. So she built
Nice.
that following organically over years. And so she had
That's interesting.
yeah,
As an introvert.
exactly, isn't it? But it's probably because all her base, of fans are introverts. So
Oh,
they
okay.
get to connect away from each other.
Away from each other.
Like online.
Go online,
Yeah, that's
but not
interesting,
together.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And so so that one's pretty funny, and she's writing the second episode now.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else? And then so the film that I'm really excited about is called Fatherless. Now, Fatherless is a film, as you mentioned earlier, is written and directed by William M. Crouch, or Matt, and we've been friends for like 11 years. We met in Pittsburgh. I used to do professional theater in Pittsburgh, and that one I'm the co-producer, and I'm also the star, the lead in that one. It's about a young physicist played by yours truly with a troubled past who develops time travel in order to fix his childhood. And so as you can tell, I like time travel. I like sci-fi. But yeah, so Matt lives in Louisville, Kentucky. So I flew out there and we shot it. I'm really excited about that one because I did a lot for that role. Like I lost 35 pounds for the role. I grew my hair out, like got a whole new hairstyle. Like if folks go to my page, they can see some pictures of my character. But
and let me real quick, because somebody just tuned in.
Yeah.
And I want to remind you all that this is Chad Eric Smith, because somebody's asking for your name, who is the director. So if we missed something, let me know. But this is Chad.
Yeah, that's me.
And because they might be trying to get in touch with you, because you got a lot of projects going.
Yeah.
They're like, throw that name back out there one more time.
Hey, no doubt.
But you lost some weight.
Yeah, I lost
35 pounds?
Yeah, I thought
That's a
35.
lot.
Yeah, I
I'm
went
gonna
from
need that
220
secret
to
when we get off
185.
Well, I don't know how long.
How long? Yeah, what was the time
Wait a minute,
frame?
how'd you?
I kind of went really hard like around January of this year, and then we got on set July 1st. So yeah, it was kind of fast.
So it was drastic. Like you cut out.
Yeah, people
You didn't
was-
eat.
Yeah, I didn't eat.
So did you not eat?
No, I didn't really eat.
Right.
Yeah. I was I did.
Drinking your life away.
Yeah, I did intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And a lot of green juice.
Okay.
And I got one of the snacks. I eat cashews. But the hardest part was just kind of like fasting long periods of time, and then breaking that fast with like healthy, non-processed food, and doing light exercise, and weight just started dropping off like week
And you
after
didn't
week.
get sick either. So
Nah.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So
Yeah, but don't follow his regimen.
Man,
now.
we're not.
yeah,
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not saying this is a new way.
Y'all,
to play.
you're not acting. You're not working for a role.
Yeah.
Just,
But you know, a lot of times people get their a lot of times people's caloric intake is way too high anyway. Like
Right.
if you go to McDonald's or something like that, right? You get a meal, your caloric intake in that
Man,
one
we don't
moment
wanna
could
talk
be a
about that right
whole
there.
that could be your whole daily
Getting
value.
the fish sandwich
You know what I
and
mean?
fries later, but no.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like
That was
sometimes
I'm
people,
like, was he paying attention to what I ate
Yeah.
earlier or something?
sometimes people get their entire daily caloric intake in one meal
That's
because they go to
true.
fast food or something
Sorry
like
for them toes, y'all.
that. So yeah, I found out that if you not only was I losing weight by not eating out, but I was saving money too.
Oh,
That's true.
absolutely.
That was a good thing.
That's true.
But yeah, but Fatherless, we shot it in Louisville, Kentucky over the course of 5 days. And it's almost done. We're just in the last stages of sound design and the score.
Okay.
And then we're going to submit it to film festivals in 2020. So yeah, shout out to Matt.
So how did you pick Kentucky to be? How do you all decide where to film
Yeah.
a movie?
So Matt lives in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he's a writer-director. And we were able to actually get a fiscal sponsorship through the Louisville Film Society.
Okay.
Nice.
So basically, it's like an organization that sponsors it, and so folks can donate to the film's budget
Okay.
and get a tax deductible. So it's tax deductible.
Right.
And so it's a really smart way, I think, for independent filmmakers to think about. Like if
Right.
you want to try to incentivize people investing money into your film, try to get like a nonprofit or a 501c3 to be like an official like sponsor of it.
Right.
And so that way you can send money to that
Right.
organization, and then the organization sends it to you, right? And that allows for them to get a tax,
Profit from it.
to get a tax deduction for it. So,
That's great.
but of course, the Louisville Film Society has a formal process for that, in which they have people apply for that. And so that was a really kind of good way for us to get our footing,
Right.
and then all the resources that were kind of in Kentucky. So I did
Okay.
all that I could do as a co-producer from afar, and then I started just transforming into this character, Logan. So yeah, I have an IMDb page so folks can see some of the pictures of my character in that. But,
Okay.
yeah, I mean that character is so different than like Erebus the vampire,
Right.
I have so many different characters I've played. Like I was in this one film called An Accidental Zombie Named Ted, right?
You in a zombie.
Right. And in that movie,
Wait a minute, an accidental
Accidental
zombie.
zombie.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be dead, but
the lead character was a zombie who was in denial.
a
Yeah.
zombie in denial.
Yeah, but I wasn't the zombie. I was actually a werewolf with alopecia.
You know what? I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the werewolf has alopecia.
Creatives
Yeah,
or
alopecia.
something else,
Yeah,
aren't they,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So that one's
Did he point this out in this movie that he has alopecia? That
yeah. So
You
basically,
could see that he had.
yeah. He's all hairless. I actually had to shave I had to shave my whole body. And for
Oh,
the
my
ladies
God.
out there, I actually have a nude scene. So if you want to see all of this right here.
Oh,
I'm
look at it. All
hairless.
the numbers just
See?
raised.
All them
the-
hearts. Yeah, I had to shave my entire body because my character has alopecia and he's aware. But it's written and directed by Ann Wells,
oh my goodness.
my good friend Ann Wells, and it's an award-winning film. It's won awards at film festivals across the country as well. It has Gary Anthony Williams, who does the voice of Uncle Ruckus from
Okay.
Boondocks.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
in it.
I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, a few other big stars. So
What's your most
Yeah.
favorite character you've played thus far?
probably. Man, I have a few. Can I list them?
Yes.
So my vampire character Erebus.
Okay, so dark therapy
Dark
for
therapy,
sure.
yeah, for sure. You know, because it's just so unique. A vampire is afraid of blood. You know.
It's very.
And it was one of those I got to really transform and look different
Mama
and stuff like
sauce.
that. That mama sauce, yeah.
I
So
gotta
yeah,
see this.
the dark therapy. There's a character I played Ahmad, the name Ahmad, from a horror film called The Suffering,
Okay.
and I shot that in Baltimore County. That was a lot of fun. It's probably one of my biggest budget films I've done.
What kind of character was he?
He was a mysterious drifter, like
Okay.
like a Muslim mysterious
That's what I'm
drifter.
saying. In
Yeah,
Baltimore, yeah.
yeah, and I think the trailer has 6 million views or something like that. So if you type in The
But this was
Suffering.
not funny.
No, this is a horror
serious.
film.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
this is a
is-
feature film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this was like I had to do all my own stunts running through the woods, and we had drone cameras. It was pretty cool.
Did you get?
Yeah, how was that?
Or
You
should
gotta-
I not
you gotta
tell?
watch- you gotta
Let's
watch
gotta
it.
watch
You
it.
gotta
Oh
watch
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah,
You know I'm one
Yeah.
of them people that
yeah,
you know. Look, my husband goes. I usually look at a movie, and if there's like, 15 minutes left in the movie,
yeah, yeah.
then I'm like, oh yeah,
fast
they're
forward?
gonna live.
Oh.
They're gonna live. That one's gonna live. Now they might die, but this one's gonna live
And you
because
saying that
there's
with
only like 15 minutes left. And he's
Right.
like, can you
Yeah.
just watch?
Right.
Because I'm trying to prepare myself,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, because I love horror,
Yeah.
but I also like to be ready,
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna let you see it. You know?
which is kind of contradictory, but
Yeah.
still.
So yeah, so Erebus, the vampire in Dark
Okay,
Therapy,
and
Ahmad and the
Ahmad.
Suffering. I have a character named Oscar Williams, and that one's a lot of fun. That was in a movie called 4 Points, and that one's written and directed by Cadell Cook here in DC. And I play a pro-choice small businessman atheist with a criminal history.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's atheist
Yeah.
with criminal history.
Yeah.
You have got a range.
Yeah. So that character is interesting. Like, you gotta watch that one. Yeah. So 4
I gotta get
Points.
all the listing
That one's
of
on
all
Quality
names,
TV as
all
well.
movies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a political drama. It's about 4 like average citizens who kind of come together at the newly elected president's house, and they have to take like this survey, or and if they can all agree on like these political questions, then they can win money, but also shape the newly elected president's agenda. However, the catch is they all have to wear lie detector wristbands, and so if they lie,
Well, how about
like
that's not gonna
like
work?
2 white lies, they're out.
Right.
Yeah, so it causes a lot of drama, but definitely check it out. It's written by Cadell Cook
Oh,
and
my
directed by
goodness.
him.
Sounds it.
And my character he's interesting. Yeah, again, like he's an atheist, he's pro-choice,
He got a lot
small
going
businessman,
on.
and he's
Oh my
and
He's
he's
confused.
And he has a criminal
well,
background.
no, I would say
Well-
he's confused, but he definitely got strong opinions. So
Yeah.
definitely watch him.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I would say my last 2 I would mention would be I had a character named David in a YouTube series called Counselor,
Okay.
and that one's written and directed by Harold Jackson III. And Harold Jackson III was a filmmaker of the month years
Seems like
ago.
I've heard that
yeah,
one.
yeah, he's good. And Counselor, it's a 2-character drama. It's just me and Curtis Cook. About losing my mind there. So Curtis Cook, he was in House of Cards, and myself. There's 2 guys in 1 room, and 8 episodes. Each episode's like 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And my character, he's an alcoholic who got a DUI and has to take 8 court-mandated therapy sessions or go to jail. And so for these 8 episodes, you see him and his counselor, who also has his own issues, played by Curtis Cook, and so that one's really good. And
Is that's not comedy though? So
that's drama, straight
that's
up drama. Yeah,
Okay.
that was probably one of my hardest drama dramatic performances, because I'm, my character.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just really different.
So it was seriously trying to get.
Yeah.
to
He got
what
baby
the
mama
issue
drama.
is,
He got
okay.
alcoholism. Deals with
Wait.
mental health. Yeah. So you can tell from these characters that they're all very
They got
different.
all kinds of
Wow.
dimensions.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
like,
but
how
that's
much
good
time does
stuff.
it take for you to get in the character for these people?
Or flip.
right,
the
the flip from back.
Well, I'm more about quality over quantity, right?
Okay.
So I'd be really content in doing just 1 or 2 projects a year as an actor, and that gives me a lot of time to really kind of transform into the person. And I'm kind of like Mr. Potato Head too. When I shave my beard or grow hair, like I look different all of a sudden. So that's an asset as a director.
So how many times have you had to change your appearance? Because
Yeah.
did you lost
Yeah.
35 pounds?
And you
Have you
grew
ever
hair.
had to gain weight?
No, I don't think I'll ever do that unless I'm gaining weight and
Okay.
muscle, like if I was
Okay.
playing like a boxer or something like that.
'Cause that would be
But-
scary.
So you could
Yeah.
do the news scene again for the ladies.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
I know.
Yeah, it's not,
Well, that didn't necessarily require
I mean,
change, but
Well,
change. Yeah,
I-
change
I-
the clothes.
I-
Well,
Okay.
I don't want to disappoint. You know
Right,
what
I know you
So-
want to say right on
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you
So,
might,
actually,
you
when
might
I-
break
The
my
muscle.
Facebook Live.
when I tried to play, when I knew I had to be nude for this scene, it's a comedic scene, right? You know how like when a werewolf turns back to human form.
Oh yeah, he's new.
He's nude. They have to find his clothes, and then so I said, I'm gonna lose weight for this. So I look good on screen, and I never was able to lose weight. Like it was just it's hard. It's hard to do.
Hard.
But it actually is funnier because I'm a little pudgier. I think it makes it funnier for the scene.
Were you nervous?
No, I'm not.
Look.
I love being.
just saying.
He's
Shit, I-
ready. Like, just
yeah.
take
I
your
didn't
clothes
expect
off.
any guy to say, no,
No,
shoot.
yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. I enjoy being naked. So I'm naked all the time.
Well, I'm thinking with
But
cameras
in front of
around.
camera.
Yeah, this was my first time on front of camera, but you know what?
Well, let's hope. Because
Let's hope.
now I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
wait a minute, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, this is the first time like in a film, movie.
Right,
you know,
right.
Wait.
Hollywood
You know they
type
can
thing.
see you,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But
For y'all to see anyway.
But they were really professional.
Okay.
Ann Wells, the director, she's a good friend of mine, and anytime they said cut, they would put something around me because it was at nighttime, it was a little chilly. We were in Florida, so it was alligators. You know what I mean?
Like for
You know,
real- yeah,
Yeah, you don't
for
want
real,
them
for
to
real.
think you swinging something, and they think, what is that?
What?
What is that?
So y'all would buy
Alligators
the
coming
water
out of
and
nowhere.
stuff.
We were in an abandoned amusement park, and it were like I think like alligators.
I'm
kind
sure
of
that,
like
yeah.
nearby,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I've been, when we went to Florida, they said if you see
Everglades
any,
and all that stuff there.
well, if you see any body of water,
Yeah.
always assume
Just assume.
that there's an alligator in there.
Yeah.
And you know, their streets,
yeah.
they build something along the highway, and
Yeah.
I kept saying, what is that for? They're
Yeah.
like, because the alligators would come out on the
Yeah.
highway. I said, I don't know if
Too
I
much
want to
going
run
on.
across.
Yeah.
That's kind of
What's going
special.
on?
So how far have you traveled out to film,
So we
like
shot
location?
a zombie named Ted in Florida. Shot Fatherless in Kentucky.
Okay.
So those are probably the furthest. Those two.
Okay.
I've been to LA to do like table reads,
Okay.
but never any films yet.
So mostly
Okay.
here.
Not yet, but
Yeah.
they're
That's
coming.
wonderful.
Yeah, most, yeah.
So what kind of role are you interested in playing that you haven't done yet? Because you've done quite a few.
I want to do an action role. Something.
Like really do your own.
Yeah, like something where I get to have a gun.
Oh, you want a
like-
gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the detective role had a gun, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was
That
just
wasn't
like
serious.
yeah, it was like
Oh,
a
well,
terrorist.
Sometimes he
true.
could shoot some
Yeah,
people
that
when
was
they
like,
fall out.
You just kind of have it as, look, don't
Yeah.
play with me. Or
Yeah, it was like just interrogation.
you're
type
doing
scenes.
research,
Yeah.
right?
But something like that, I like like Denzel Washington. I like
Like the
Jamie Foxx.
Equalizer.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What else?
Great.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think-
love the Equalizer.
Yeah.
Then
So-
the ladies really like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta have.
yeah.
I gotta run with my shirt open.
Oh, you know what?
did he do that? No, wait a minute.
Well-
he adding that part right there.
Well, Will Smith and Bad Boys, he did that. Remember that scene?
Okay.
They were great
yeah.
doing Bad Boys 3 too.
Yeah, they're doing Bad Boys 3. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Did he run with it? I guess
don't
he did.
remember
I
the
do
shirt
remember
being
the.
In the first
open.
one, yeah. Remember?
Did he have one on? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, because Martin was about to get hit by a car.
That's
and
right.
Will Smith
Oh,
ran.
you're right.
and
And
You're
he
right.
grabbed him. Yeah.
It was one of those like drama.
Yeah. Slow down.
Yeah, it was in slow mo. You're right. I
Yeah.
because I was like, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
You want the shirt to fly back. You want to have a gun in your
Fly-
hand.
yeah. Just areolas out. Just. I want people to really see my acting talent.
I wasn't
you know?
ready. You know,
That's all it right there.
It's all right there. Yeah. But beyond that, like, I want to play like I don't know. They come as they go, you know.
No,
So any
Big Mama,
serious?
nothing like that.
Big, you said Big
I'm
Mama.
about Martin.
Or what about any kind of love movie? Like,
Oh yeah, I think I would love
like
to,
the Love Jones.
Yeah, I
movie
would love.
and stuff
Have
like
y'all seen the
that?
trailer to The Photograph with Issa Rae?
Yes,
That looks good.
and it looks like it's gonna be
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah. So I would love to be in a film like that.
It's
you
hard
know?
to see her in. I'm interested because it's hard for me to put her in that serious of a role for some reason.
Yeah.
Because she's always had a little, even if it was serious, it was still a little comedy with it.
Yeah.
So when I saw the trailer, I was thinking, okay, I gotta get to her
Yeah.
in that space. I haven't quite seen her in something that's that serious. Has she been in something like that?
No, I think this might be the most serious thing.
Yeah, so this
but
will really
she looks
be
good, though.
what put.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
But I just kept. You know what? I keep seeing her in the role of
that?
Little,
Uh,
with
The movie Little?
yes, with the little girl when
when they grew up
what's her
in-
name
oh
woke
yeah,
up
yeah.
and
I know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
keep
haven't seen
saying,
that
I
yet.
loved her in that role, and that was kind of like serious, but not.
Yeah, I haven't
but
seen that one yet. But
and I
That's
love
good.
I
I like
loved
that.
her in that movie, so that's where I'm stuck.
Okay.
So if you
Oh,
make
my
her
man, Kelvin Drama. So Kelvin Drama
okay,
is in Rumination. He's the star. So it's Kelvin Drama,
Okay.
Danny Gavigan, and L. Angus Winfield.
okay,
And so they're the stars of Rumination. And he just wrote on my page that I should do a one-man movie like Castaway or I Am Legend. That would be cool.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
I Am
very
Legend.
cool.
Yeah,
I Am
yeah.
Legend, right.
And I also would like to do a movie where I get to play multiple characters in the film, like how Eddie Murphy
I love
Okay.
that
does.
movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
On the comic side,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
comedy side, that would
yeah,
be awesome.
yeah.
so do you have some characters in mind for
Yeah,
that?
do you have
'Cause
characters? I just said
yeah,
Big Mama.
yeah.
He said no. And then he played women
Well,
in that.
I'm not really interested in
I guess he did.
wearing.
Yeah, he
I'm not
might
really
have
interested
one.
in wearing a dress per se. Now I have done it before when I was in a stage play years
Okay.
ago. But as far as like a film, I
Right.
think I don't know. I definitely have a lot of characters in my head I'd be interested in playing. I do different voices, like I do. Y'all heard my Obama, right?
no,
Yeah, my Obama.
we heard DC. But
We heard-
you
yeah,
did
we
that
heard the
really
DC
well, but
Obama
that's
songs,
All right,
yeah.
so here's
Give
my
us Obama.
here's my Obama. Here's the thing. Last night, me and Michelle
Oh my goodness.
we're talking about how we as Americans need to do better. So, if anyone ever tells you you can't do something, you tell them something that sums up the spirit of a people. Yes, you can.
Very
that is
good.
wonderful.
That's awesome.
If there's any indication that America is a place where all things are possible, tonight is your answer. Yes, it is. You know.
That is awesome.
So I do him. I do Cosby, and that's really in the face, you know.
Oh my goodness.
right.
Welcome to Kids Save the Darndest Thing. Just because put the pill in people's pudding.
Oh my
Yeah.
He got the
goodness.
face.
So
Yeah.
do you have to practice to do? How did you know that you could do that?
Uh,
I mean, I'm just fascinated with people who can, kind of channel the. Because I'm like, I would have no idea. We pretend all the time,
yeah.
but it never sounds like the person.
well, I played Obama in a
Yeah.
stage play in Pittsburgh years ago. It was
Okay.
a play called McBush, like Macbeth, but it's McBush. And so I like studied him, like watched YouTube videos, figured out his cadence, the way he gestures.
You got that down.
Right there.
Let's be clear. Last night, me, Michelle, Malia, and Sasha, Sonny and
goodness.
Bo, were talking about how.
Sunny and Bo.
Right.
So I did that. I just listening to it over and over again. Cosby similarly.
Right.
Actually, I think my Cosby impression is based off of Jamie Foxx's Cosby impression.
Okay.
Sometimes my impressions
I
are
love Jamie.
other. Yeah, Jamie is one of my biggest
I love Jamie.
inspirations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I do all that I do. Like
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
he plays the piano
And he
sings,
sings,
he
he
can do
acts,
everything,
there's comedy,
right.
there's drama, and so
Yeah.
I similarly try to do all
You
those
sing
things.
too?
A little bit, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, you want
I-
Oh, well,
yeah.
hold
I can't do that right now. And my throat
Oh,
little
wait a minute. So Obama
Come
can't
on
sing,
now.
no?
But I play the piano as well. So
Okay.
Sometimes I have to come on here and do some live music.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have you ever recorded
Mhm.
it?
Yeah. So I have a
Oh,
SoundCloud.
so you kept that in secret.
Oh, I didn't
We
say
had to
that.
pull
Yeah,
that
No,
yeah.
out.
you didn't say
I got
it.
I wear so many hats. But yeah, I have. If you type in SoundCloud, Chad Eric Smith, you can listen
Okay.
to a lot of original music. Rumination has an original composition in the beginning called Klexos, the art of dwelling on the past. That's in the beginning of the film. But yeah, I love playing the piano. I'm kind of a jazz pianist,
Okay.
so
Nice.
and self-taught. So,
Self-taught.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
And every once in a while, I'll post some of my music on Instagram. Yeah.
So just the piano, or are there any other?
A little bit of bass guitar. My
Okay.
dad bought me a bass guitar, but piano, I feel like, is
That's
definitely like just I'm natural at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, very
So you
nice.
and you've been playing the piano since you
Since
were
high
young?
school, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, I played a little bit as a child, but my dad and my uncle, they got me a keyboard my senior year, and again, like I used to watch Jamie Foxx stand up all the time. You know, like when he does the piano at the end of his stand up, I had like all his box sets, and I was like, people used to always say I was funny all the time, like in high school. And I said I want to be funny and like be able to play the music at the same
Right.
time. So when I was in college, I used to perform at the coffee house, and I had a band on campus called Soothing Sensation, because we played soothing, sensational music.
Oh,
And
right.
so I was a keyboardist, and we had a guitarist and a drummer, and yeah, I play my keyboard like every day.
Very nice.
So very talented, multi-talented.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool to be able to act in your own, or at some point act in your own, play the, or compose, or
Yeah, less people to
that's
pay.
big stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
No,
true,
I
but it's
enjoy it.
all yours too.
Yeah, yeah, I
so-
own it, and when you own your content, that's really the best way to get
Absolutely.
the most return on investment. And y'all saw what Tyler Perry did, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tyler Perry Studios is so inspiring,
It
you know,
is.
and so I'm really excited to continue to grow my production company, which is Mr. Duke Productions.
Yes.
Okay.
So folks can go to MrDukeProductions.com.
Mr. Duke.
Yep, Duke. Yep. So it's
D-U-K-E.
MISTERDUKE. Productions.com. It's a small LLC. Have a few, contract artists who are part of the team, and yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you: are there any actors that you like to work with going forward? Whether it's on your production, their production, whatever, that you're like, I would like to work with them.
Absolutely.
But Jamie is one of them.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
definitely Jamie. Who died, but
Denzel.
Jeffrey Wright,
Jeffrey Wright.
yeah, Johnny Depp, Gary
Okay.
Oldman.
Johnny Depp is really interesting.
Yeah, he is.
He is a.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'm
like him
still
as
back
a-
in the
Edward
Edward.
Scissorhands.
Yes.
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
that's great.
I
It's
love
sad.
that movie.
I mean, the Pirates of the Caribbean too.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
good,
I
yeah.
mean, he just has that personality.
Yeah,
It's just
very
it's
charismatic.
out of the box.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's out the box, which kind of makes you nervous, but at the same time, it's intriguing.
it's
Yeah,
intriguing.
But it's just like, okay, but stay right there. But yeah,
Yeah,
because Edward Scissorhands was something else.
it
Yeah,
was different,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was
Very
a
different.
powerful message.
Yeah.
Well, it was plenty of message in that movie.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a powerful.
yeah. It was almost like a Beauty and the Beast kind of movie.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
it was dealing with bullying
Yeah.
and all things that we weren't
Yeah.
even talking about when
When
Yeah.
he did that movie.
and
Yeah.
he even did not was it yeah.
Beetlejuice? No.
No, I
No,
know you're talking about
Oh, dag, I forgot her name.
Alice in Wonderland?
Alice in
Oh, yeah.
Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, he
Yes,
did that one.
He played
did
the
do
Mad
that
Hatter.
one.
He did that.
and he did
And I
Willy
love
Wonka.
that movie.
Willy Wonka, yes.
Yes, he did do Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Even though I was kind of mad, I was like, why are they touching Willy
I mean,
Wonka?
too,
'Cause
that's my favorite.
I
movie.
love
Yeah, me
the
too, yeah.
original.
I do.
But yeah, he did. Do
Yeah.
that. So he has a thing for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So who is this? Oh, how about any female actress?
I think Viola Davis is dope.
Oh
Nice.
yes.
Meryl Streep.
Very nice.
I think Lupita Nyong'o.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah.
Great.
They better.
Who else?
Very good.
Gonna claim on that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a
So
few
how-
people too, but a few others back. Can't think
That,
right now.
yeah. So how can people reach you?
So you can hit me up on Facebook, Chad Eric Smith. On Instagram at I am Chad Eric Smith. On Twitter at Chad Eric Smith. and then my website, MrDukeProductions.com. They can email my production company if they have questions.
So are they does your production company, are they looking for or open to, are working on projects that may want to go up under like
Yeah, so yeah, we can always have a conversation about possibly collaborating on something. It just depends on the project. I am trying to keep a certain type of niche with my type of films I've done. Since my first film was a vampire comedy. My second one was a time travel heartbreak story. Like I like genre type stuff.
Okay.
So depends on really like the story. If it resonates with me, then I may want to be a part of it in as a producer or something like that. Yeah, but I switch back and forth between being behind the camera and being in front, depending on like what's going on.
Okay. And let them know too, again, where to find Dark Therapy, Rumination, and Uproar's information with that.
Yeah.
Who the
Okay.
directors are for anybody who's just coming on.
Okay. So Dark Therapy, you may catch it on Revolt TV because I did sign a 3-year distribution deal, so they may show that every once in a while. But you can for sure watch it on Facebook. So just type in Dark Therapy on Facebook, and you'll see a picture of me and Devin Nikki Thomas is my therapist. So that's good. You can watch it. The Rumination is on Amazon Prime,
Okay.
on Quelly TV, and Trendy TV. And then it's also going to be on a new platform called Laurel Channel. But I'll put out more information about that. You can follow me on social media.
And you said Uproar and the Introvert.
Yeah, the Introvert Life should be on Amazon Prime probably next spring or next summer.
Okay. Okay.
So we just shot the pilot episode. The second episode is being written now. So sometime next year, stay tuned. But
Okay.
folks can follow the Introvert Life on Instagram. And then Uproar, we shot 3 episodes already. So that's in the can. We're just waiting to put distribution on that. Yeah. And then Fatherless. Yeah, I think so. And then Fatherless is that one is going to be in the film festival circuit first.
Okay.
So we're going to be submitting it to a bunch of festivals all over the country in 2020, and I'll let people know about the distribution at that time, with a later date.
Okay.
Yep.
So we would keep us posted and them posted.
Absolutely.
So we can follow and see all these wonderful vampires and alopecia and
Yeah.
don't like blood and
I mean,
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Counselor on YouTube.
Counselor,
Yeah,
yes.
Counselor on
Okay,
YouTube
Counselor.
by Harold Jackson III. Yours truly and Curtis Cook. Make sure to check out 4 Points on Quelly
Okay.
TV, and that's by Cadell Cook and all-star cast. And that was a really fun role to play. Check out The Suffering, which is
Yeah.
directed by Rob Hamilton, and that was a horror feature film, so a
Okay.
full-length film. That one was a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that's. I have a lot, so
yeah, you're busy.
hope I didn't miss anything.
Well, and what you can do is let us know, give us those names because we want to definitely make sure people go
On
and
our
check it
Facebook
out.
page,
So
yeah.
those that are behind need to catch up. I don't know if they
'Cause we got
like
to catch up too.
binge one day and
Yeah.
and just Google your name and watch everything
Mm-hmm.
connected to you. Because I definitely want to check out I want to check them all out
wanna
because
check 'em
I am
all
so
out.
curious
But I'm
about these characters.
I'm
I am.
Yeah,
serious.
I hope y'all let me know. Like, hit me up and tell me what you think. I really want to hear.
Absolutely.
Write them down again when we get off the air. So.
Yes, because it's a oh, the down.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been. People say,
been
"How am I
busy.
doing?" I said, "I'm keeping my head above water and making a wave when I can."
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're doing more than
Absolutely.
that.
Love
Well,
that.
thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
Girls
much,
I
Gabbin.
mean, I had a good time.
Yes, this was
Yeah.
fun.
This
We
was
found a lot
fun.
because I didn't even know you. Well, I knew you did a lot of things, but I wasn't specific on
What
because
you
I just saw your name so many times, and I
Yeah.
was like, I know he's probably with that project. He's been with that project, but I couldn't really pinpoint what was yours or what were you
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
But I saw the vampire thing.
Okay.
I don't know if I was just a little nervous, so I didn't watch it. But I saw the picture, and was like, I don't know what that's about. But it was kind of like a Walking Dead moment where I was like, it's
Yeah.
something with the Walking Dead. So,
Yeah. That's funny because the folks who did my makeup, Paul Randolph and Bob Yoho, they actually worked on The Walking Dead, like
Did
special
they?
effects. So and we worked together on The Suffering.
Okay.
So that's how I got them to do my makeup for the vampire
Okay.
character. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it would be cool to get makeup done like that, to make
Yeah, that
like
would
some
be
kind of character
something
for a
different.
minute.
Yeah.
Where it scares yourself.
Mhm.
Like, oh my, is that me? up
I
there?
can transform.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, but this was wonderful.
Yeah, good time.
Absolutely wonderful.
We appreciate you carving out a few minutes on a Sunday
Yes.
Hey, and it's a
before
3-day
you
weekend,
get back
right?
to work.
A
That's
lot of
right.
people, so-
Well,
People.
yes,
Yeah.
you just
I gotta
rubbed it
work
in
tomorrow,
again.
but, you know.
Oh,
I
sorry.
did. Thank you.
We all do it.
He rubbed it in. I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say anything because I'm off, but
I know.
sorry.
It's okay.
But again, thank you for tuning in to
Yes,
Girls
thank
Gabbin
you.
and chatting with Chad.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
Oh, that's a nice.
Chad with
Chad
Chad.
with Chad.
Chat with Chad. Oh, I
I was
should.
like, I got, look,
I got my own show.
That's the
Good
next
evening,
thing.
everybody.
Look,
Welcome to
right
Chat with
here,
Chad.
Chat with
I'm your
Chad.
host, Chad X. Smith, and we about to get our chat on.
It just kind of fell out
Yeah,
like that.
look,
Yeah,
I like
chatting with Chad. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, when you have chatting
Absolutely.
with Chad, you bring on the Gabbin girls,
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, I
and
will.
we can chat and
I
gab.
will. We will.
I mean,
We
why
will.
not, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So, Andre, you want to
Well,
tell them how to find
Absolutely.
us?
As always, you know we're on Facebook under Girls Gabbin, on Instagram under Girls Gabbin. You can individually reach out to myself, Andrea Riley, or Lisa Dove Washington. We on the air, powered by Go Win Media. Download the app Win DC Radio from 7 to 8 p.m. each and every Sunday. We thank you all for tuning in, and you all have a great week.
See you next.
Oh, and happy Veterans Day to all
Yes.
of our
Yes.
vets. Yes.
Happy Veterans Day.
My dad.
Um,
could I
Yes,
give him a
thank
shout
you
out.
for your service.
Yes,
We
thank you for
appreciate your service. Are you?
Are you a veteran?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
but my dad is. My grandfather.
Okay.
My
Well,
uncle.
Shout out to dads,
Yeah,
uncles, friends.
Yes. So all shout outs to all of you. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
So
You all
tomorrow
have
is
a good
about
night.
you. Good night.
Good night.